We're going to be without Ty Chandler, and we're going to be without Jordan Addison. Some of them aren't a big deal, but not having Jordan Addison, Blake Cashman, C.J. Ham, and Aaron Jones is a pretty big deal for our franchise. Seeing all four of them are key starters that we need in key spots, and there's no way for us to get them back right now. So as of now, we're down 4 of our 22 starters technically. So that could play a part in some of the issues we're having offensively and defensively. But like I said, let me know what you think in the comments, whether we should restart it or kind of just keep going with what we're doing. So with that, because of those situations, we are going to make some adjustments. As far as the depth chart's concerned, we are going to go ahead and put McCarthy out against the Browns. In real life, it looked like, he could have been close to being ready. I think they're just playing it really safe for him. With him being healthy and Madden, we're going to go ahead and let McCarthy play. With us being down a couple of starters, we need the best opportunities we can have to win right now. And so, we're going to go ahead and have McCarthy come back. For halfbacks, of course, we got Mason, Scott, and Akers in there. I do like how Scott runs, so we're going to keep him at number 2. For fullback, we're going to go ahead and put... Actually, I'm thinking of putting Akers at fullback just to get him some movement, just because he's... passing yards. and he'll be brought down at the 30. So pretty decent return. And we're going to have Shadir Sanders starting for the Cleveland Browns here. So that's going to be different than real life. We faced Dylan Gabriel, but this will be interesting to see how Shadir works out here. So our first time getting to see him in this franchise. Looks like we're going to have 5 on the line. We're sending a blitz in, and we get a tackle. Ivan Pace in for the tackle on Algier. So good stop there by the defense. And it'll now be 2nd and 9 after a 1-yard gain on the play. Looks like we're going to have 6 in the box. We're sending a 5th one in there, and we get to Shador. A sack coming from the corner with Byron Murphy there, and Ivan Pace was close by, and so was Andrew Van Ginkel. So that was a definite blitz package that we just sent in, and Shador was not ready for it. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 16. So this defense is off to a great start in this game. Let's see what they can do here. Shador's going to take the snap. We're only sending 4. We're dropping everyone in coverage, and they get enough for a first down. Great catch there, and enough to stretch out and get the first down by Chuck Jr. there, I believe. And it'll now be 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line for the Browns. They're going to come out in I formation with Shador under center. They're going to send him in motion. Looks like we're playing a little bit of man. They're going to hand it off, and we're going to meet them at the line of scrimmage. That run goes nowhere. And our defense is definitely doing a lot better against the run so far. It's nice to see that pick up. That's been something that's been gashing us really bad. I mean, our defense in general has just been really bad, so we need to see some improvement. That was a screen play set up, it looks like. He broke off a couple of would-be tackles and is finally brought down at the 48-yard line. So it's now 3rd and 4. It looks like the Vikings do not send enough, and they gash us on the run, and he's able to pick up 16 yards. Quinshon Judkins just takes off up the guard spot there and ends up getting quite a huge gain of about 16. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. And we need to close holes like that. That was big enough for a semi-truck to drive through, so we need to do a better job defensively on that. And then a wide-open receiver, but a Hitman knocks it out on the hit, and that ball falls incomplete. We're at a 2nd and 10 now on the 37. Going to come off in an offset eye, and he's going to get the pass off and doesn't go very far. That is his 2nd catch for the half, coming out of the backfield for the halfback, now 3rd and 7. Going to do it. Trip bunch set on the top of the screen, and he gets the pass off just before getting sacked. And what a great job our defense to get pressure on Shador, and Jonathan Allen is finally showing up in our franchise the last couple of games, and it's nice. And that is a hold, and we will force a 51-yard field goal attempt here for their first drive. So great job by our defense to hold steady. Finally force a special teams attempt here, and the kick is good. And the Cleveland Browns, on their first drive of the game, marched a little bit down the field. Our defense was starting to bend, didn't break, and we allow a field goal, but I'll take that. So 3-0 Cleveland Browns lead. Vikings are set to get the ball for their first drive. They're going to take it in at the 4. They're going to cross the 25 and get to about the 27 before he is brought down. And now here comes out J.J. McCarthy. And this will actually be, I believe, J.J. McCarthy's first series in our franchise, because I think he's been injured as far as the stuff went for the whole season so far. So his first snap here, it's going to hand it off to Mason, who's going to get forward for about a gain of 3 up to the 30. And that was last week. Jordan Mason had 17 rushes, 136 yards, no touchdowns, and our collapse in the 4th quarter, our last second loss there. But we're hoping we do a little bit better with JJ under center now. So JJ in shotgun, he's taking a snap, he's looking around, he's got a, and he overthrows TJ Hawkinson a little high, 3rd and 7. And that's something that we've seen in real life. JJ does tend to overthrow sometimes, but hopefully we can get him to settle down in the pocket. There he goes. He's got another throw and another overthrow, this time to Justin Jefferson, and it's now 4th and 7, and we go 3 and out on our first series. So Ryan Wright for the punt. He's going to punt from the 20. Booming punt. And they're going to take it in at about the 21, and he gets about 6 yards on a return. And it'll be now 1st and 10 at the 27 for Shedeur Sanders and his Browns offense. So it looks like we're going to have 5 men on the line. We're going to drop back in coverage for most of them. Great hit there by Ivan Pace. That catch was by Chark Jr. once again. It's a gain of 7, now 2nd and 3. He's going to fake a handoff. He's going to throw it across the middle, and it's broken up. Great job there by our defense to get that broken up. I believe that was Jeff Okuda on the breakup. It's now 3rd and 3. Let's see if we can hold them here and get another force. Nope, and they get just enough for a first down. That pass goes across the middle for a gain of 4. And it's a new set of downs for this Cleveland Browns offense. 6:15 to go here in this first quarter. 3-0 Browns, and Browns are once again on the move. Going to hand it off, and he breaks the first tackle, but he does not break Byron Murphy's tackle, and so he'll manage a gain of 1 out of something that looked like a loss of 2 or so. And it'll be now 2nd and 9 at the 40. Looked like a low snap, and Shedeur's throw is off. Great job there on the defense. And then it'll be 3rd and 9. And that's something both real life and in Madden that I've noticed. When we have these 3rd and longs, our defense tends to do pretty good on them. So let's see if we can manage. And Shedeur's going to scramble, and he's not going to get enough for a first down. He's going to get brought down at the 45. Great job by Van Ginkel and this defense. And it's 4th and 3, and we now force a Cleveland Browns punt. So a 5:08 to go here in this first quarter. The Browns are punting the ball back to us, and this will be our second drive of the game. Bad punt. Goes off the sideline. They're going to mark it out at the 37-yard line. So what is that, about a 20-yard punt? So let's see if J.J. McCarthy and his Vikings offense can finally get something going with some pretty decent field position here. Well, they need about 20 yards to be in field goal range here. Got to hand it off to Mason, who breaks the first tackle but could not get off the second one. A loss of 4 on the play. And it's now 2nd and 14. We have a total of -1 yard on the game, so hopefully our offense can get something here. We finally get some. Nope. Pass fall is incomplete on the hit, and it's now 3rd and 14. JJ rips one across the middle to Justin Jefferson. It's not enough for a first down, though, and it's now going to be a 4th and 3 at the 44, and we will punt for the second straight time. 2 drives and 2 punts. And that ball will go out of the end zone. So here we are. Cleveland Browns are going to start at their own 20 after the punt that landed in the end zone. It's now 1st and 10, 3:57 to go in this first quarter. Shedeur's going to hand it off. He's going to make a few shifty moves, but Ivan Pace is there along with Hitman to stop him after a gain of about 5. And it's now 2nd and 5 at the 25. Well, we're putting everybody on the line. What is that? I think that's 6 players on the line. We're only sending 4. So great disguise there. Shedeur's going to scramble out. He's going to throw it, and it's broken up. Great job there by Jeff Okuda to break that pass up and stop it from getting to its destination. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 31. They ruled that a catch. What in the world just happened? That was broken up, and yet they gave them a first down on it as if they caught it. What in the world? Okay, so I guess it's 3rd and 10 now at the 31-yard line. That kind of just blew my mind that just happened. Tell me it's rigged without telling me it's rigged on this one. But okay, I guess we have a 1st and 10 now on the 19-yard line for the Cleveland Browns. After an incomplete pass, gained them about 50 yards on the play. And Byron Murphy there on the tackle. 2nd and 9 from the 18. Tell me in the comments below, am I blind, or did they just really just go across the field and flip field position on an incomplete pass? That was, alrighty. Anyways, Josh Metellus on the tackle, and it's now 3rd and 13 at the 22. And hopefully a defense can at least hold off on a touchdown here. I don't know, we might have a phantom touchdown up here next. Shedeur's going to scramble. No, he's going to throw it, and that looks to be out of bounds. Great defense there by Byron Murphy. And we do hold them. So they will now attempt a 38, 39-ish yard field goal here on 4th and 13 from the 22. And they now have another 3 points that they should not have had. But all in all, pretty good job by our defense there, and it's now 6-0 Cleveland. And we're going to take it in at the 2, and we're going to make it across the 24 to about the 26-yard line. And now here comes out J.J. McCarthy and this Vikings offense for our third drive of the game. Hopefully we can get something going this time. We've had 2 3-and-outs to start so far, and we need we need more. So got to fake the handoff to Mason. McCarthy's going to throw it, and he's got, that looks like Felton, wide open on the edge, and he's going to scamper down the field for a hell of a gain. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And the Vikings offense are finally in business. Going to hand the ball off to Mason, who makes a shifty move, does a spin, and gets a gain of about 5 on the play. Great job there by Donovan Jackson to open up that hole, and man, he is celebrating. And now it's 2nd and 5, 6 seconds to go here in this first quarter. See if we get this play off before the end. We do. McCarthy's going to hand off to Xavier Scott, who gets enough for the first down and a little bit more. Looks like about a gain of 6 on a play. And here it is to end the first quarter. Cleveland Browns are up 6-0, but the Vikings are on the move. Here we go. Start the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. They're on the move. They're at the 24-yard line, down 6-0. And McCarthy is going to take the snap, fakes a handoff to Mason. He's going to scramble out to his left, and he's got a connection with who's that? Naylor. Jalen Naylor after a 9-yard gain on the play there. And it's now going to be 2nd and 1 on the 14. Going to fake the handoff to Naylor, give it to Mason, who does a stutter step and gets out of the first would-be tackle. It drags him down to about the 7, and it's 1st and goal for this Vikings offense. And the Vikings are now 7 yards away from taking a lead here in the second quarter. Got to hand it off to Mason, who drags it in, and it's a Minnesota Viking touchdown. And Mason finally puts the Vikings on the board. Our offense has been stagnant the whole game so far, and Mason comes through with a 7-yard scamper, pushes right up the middle, drags the player in, and the Vikings now take a 7-6 lead here in Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham Hotspur. So record here now for the kick. And the Browns will take it in at the 4. They're going to get across the 25, and they're met at the 30. Looks like that was Jay Ward on the tackle, I believe. And it's now going to be 1st and 10 Browns at the 30-yard line. Vikings lead 7-6, 10:50 to go here in this first half. Shador's going to try to scramble around, and the Vikings get to him. And that's Jalen Redmond for another sack. And that's the 2nd sack of the game for the Vikings defense, and it's 2nd and 13 now. So we're saying it's going to drop back. He's going to move around in the pocket. He sees he's got some room to run. He's going to scramble. That's a first down. And more, and he's going to slide down at about the 50. 28 yards on 2 scrambles there by Shador, and it's now 1st and 10 Browns at the 50. Fake the handoff. He's got to scramble out. Good coverage there, and Van Ginkel's going to run him down. And that's going to be a loss of 2, and that's going to count as a sack on the play. So that'll be the 3rd sack by the Vikings defense. And it's now 2nd and 12 from the 48-yard line. 9:19 to go here in this first half. Shador's in shotgun. He takes it. He's got an open man across the middle. He's going to just go to his check down. And it's now 3rd and 5 after a gain of 7 on that pass. Let's see if the Vikings can get another stop here on 3rd down. And they do not. Shador's going to scramble and gets just enough for the first down. And it's now be 1st and 10 at the 4. It looked like that might have been a designed QB draw just with the delayed draw. And it'll now be 1st and 10. Going to fake the handoff, and luckily he did. He got plummeled as soon as he went to get it. But there'll be a flag on Cleveland. That's going to be an illegal man downfield. That's what I thought. And it's now going to be 1st and 15 at the 45. Shador takes the snap. Looking. He's got a receiver. He just checks it down and gets a gain of about 3 on the play. So 2nd and 12 now at the 41. To take the snap. We're sending everybody out. They set up a screen, and they do get the few blocks up, but he runs out of bounds. had an open lane for the first down. He runs out of bounds. So now 3rd and 2. Shador takes the snap. We're sending 5. Shador gets it, but he does not get out, and it's going to be another sack for Jonathan Allen, and it's 4th and 4, and the Vikings force another long field goal attempt. This one from the left hash, it'll be a 51-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up, and the kick is good, and the Cleveland Browns retake the lead with their 3rd field goal of the game and now lead 9-7. So now the Vikings are set to receive after that field goal. We're going to take it in at the 4 ourselves. We're going to get across the 20 and don't make it to the 25. So probably should have maybe did a little bit better there. But Jordan Mason today, 5 rushes, 19 yards, and a touchdown. And J.J. McCarthy and his Vikings offense, after scoring a touchdown on the last drive, going to take over 1st and 10 at the 24. 6:35 to go in his first half. Going to hand it off to Mason, who has an open hole. Great job there by Jackson on that block. And Mason's shifted, broken a few tackles. And what a run by Mason. Get us up to the 44-yard line, 1st and 10. After quite a scamper, he looked like a Mack truck just blowing through people there for a little bit. But it's going to be a hold on the play. Pass broken up, but there is going to be called for a hold regardless. I saw the hold myself on that one. And we're going to go back. It'll now be 1st and 20 from the 34. Going to fake the handoff. McCarthy's looking. He's going to throw it across, and that's going to be Jalen Naylor. It'll be a gain of 8 on the play. 2nd and 12. McCarthy takes the snap, and he's got T.J. Hawkinson across the middle, and that's going to be a 1st down, but we have a penalty on the play. And it's going to be another holding call. Who's this one against? This one against Brian O'Neill, who's going to negate that 1st down for us. It's now 2nd and 22. So just like in real life, penalties are just killing us. And our offensive line's hold up pretty good. McCarthy's got it. He tries then. He gets it to T.J. Hawkinson there for a gain of, looks like, 4 on the play. Because I think it was 2nd and 22. So now it's 3rd and 18. Going to send Naylor in motion. Bottom of your screen to top. McCarthy takes the snap. He's got plenty of room. And he's going to get it to that's Adam Thielen. Not enough for a 1st down, though, and we are going to punt on a 4th and 5. This is the place I'd really wish we would have just gone for it. We're right at midfield. And but our defense has been playing pretty good. Punt's going to go out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 14 for this Browns offense. And they go nowhere on that running play. A gain of nothing. 2nd and 10. 3:43 here to go in this first half. Browns are up 9-7. Going to hand it off again, who is met by Pace, and I don't see who the other one is. I think that was Murphy Jr., cornerback coming around on that one. It's now 3rd and 7 after a gain of 3 at the 17-yard line. And looks like we may be sending 5-6 on this one. We only send 4. Shador gets a pass, and he's wide open for a 1st down up the middle. That's the 8th 1st down of the game for the Browns. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 28. So I'll let down on that one defensively, but that's okay. Running. Once the game goes nowhere. Ivan Pace gets the tackle on that one, it looks like. Some issues going on with Jeff Okuda, and it's now 2nd and 7 after a gain of 3. And they're going to take the snap, hand it off again, who is met immediately by Grenard. Lost a 2 on the play. And it's now 3rd and 9. Vikings are going to call a timeout right before the 2-minute warning. 1 second ago. That's kind of a bad spot to use that timeout, I'd say, with 1 second there on the clock. But I guess. So here we go, 3rd and 9 now. And we hit him as he's getting rid of the ball, and it's going to be a 1st down catch, I believe. And at the 2-minute warning, it's 9-7 Cleveland, and there is going to be a review on that catch. Good. So let's see what they decide. And it's going to be called – oh, no, they called it incomplete, and it looks like Cleveland's booth wants to challenge it. So let's see what happens. Just going to advance through it. And they're going to call it a 1st down catch. So that's what I thought. So it's now 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line for the Browns. Metellus gets the tackle, gain of 1 on the play, 2nd and 9. Clock's ticking down, 1:39 to go. False start by the offense, and that's going to bring him back a couple of yards. Great job by our defense to catch that and move. It's now 2nd and 14 from the 43, and the clock stops because of that penalty. And they're going to get him in, but not enough for a first down. They'll be short, 3rd and 1. Hopefully our defense can hold fast here and we can get the ball back and hopefully have a chance to get some points on the board. And it's going to be incomplete. Shador throws it too low. Josh Metellus there on the defense, and it's 4th and 1, and we're going to force a punt with 1:15 to go in this first half. We still got 2 timeouts, so maybe we can get a drive. And they're going to do a fake, but that goes nowhere. Great job by this Vikings defense. Cleveland attempted a fake punt, did a shovel pass out, and that play went nowhere. We'll watch the little replay on that, and Eric Wilson was not being fooled by that one. And so now J.J. McCarthy and his Vikings offense take over on the best field position of the day so far. 1st and 10, 47, 1:11 to go. We're going to get, that's Josh Oliver on the catch, 1-yard gain on the play. It's now 2nd and 9. We still have 2 timeouts to go, but we're going to save them, it looks like, for now. McCarthy's looking. He feels the pressure, and he moves forward for a gain of 2 on the play. So he avoids a sack, but turns nothing into 2, and it's now 3rd and 6 from the 49. McCarthy's looking. He's going to air it out. He's got a deep bomb that's going down, and it's incomplete. Naylor had it, but it falls incomplete on the hit. And it's now going to be 4th and 6, and the Vikings will punt it away. And they're going to angle this one to the sidelines, and it's going to bounce out of bounds at the 10. So the Browns offense, 33 seconds, 3 timeouts. Have to go 90 yards for a touchdown. So let's see what they decide to do. They're just going to hand the ball off. The Vikings defense is allowing him to run for 10 yards on the first play. Byron Murphy finally brings him down on the tackle. And 5 seconds ago, so they'll probably do one more snap before the end of the half. They do, and they hand it off, and he gets tackled after a gain of 6. And after the first half, it's Cleveland 9, Minnesota 7. We're just going to go ahead and pitch right through. Third quarter starts. The Vikings will get the ball first, take it in at about the 3. And we're going to get brought down hard at the 24-yard line. And here comes McCarthy in this Vikings offense. 134 total yards on the day so far. 85 passing. They got to send Naylor in motion. Hands the ball off to Mason, who tries to get around that edge. Doesn't get very much. Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9 now at the 26-yard line. This Vikings O-lines are doing pretty good opening gaps, but we haven't been able to make much of it for the most part. But McCarthy's looking, and he gets brought down. That's the first sack for the Cleveland Browns of the day. It's 3rd and 11 now for the Browns at the 23-yard line. Sorry, for the Vikings. McCarthy's going to air it out. He's got a receiver in stride, but it's broken up. He was going for Jalen Naylor down the field. Underthrows it by just a little, and it's 4th and 11, and the Vikings will punt for their first drive of the second half. And the Browns will start off. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Their first drive of the second half, they hand it off, and that rush goes nowhere. Met by Redmond, and it looked like there was a Grenard on that one. It's now 2nd and 11, loss of 1 on that play. Got to hand it off, and he's met immediately by Ivan Pace, who blows up the middle there, and it's a loss of 4 on the play. It's now 3rd and 15. Shador takes it. He's going deep. And Byron Murphy allows the pass to be caught. Unreal. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And Byron Murphy was in perfect position to knock down that pass and does not do it. So they come out in I formation here on this 1st and 10 at the 14. And This is not what we were wanting to see, but great job there by Grenard coming off the edge there for a loss of 2 on the play. It's now 2nd and 12, 8:41 to go here in this third quarter, and the Browns are moving. Shador's going to look back. Looks like a good defense, but they're going to get a first down. Nope, just short. They're going to call it 3rd and inches now at the 4. I'm sure they're going to go for a sneak on this one with Shador, and it does. It's going to be 1st and goal now from the 3. So let's see if we can do a bend not break section here and only allow a field goal. We don't want to allow a touchdown here. We're already down by 2. That will make it a 2-score game. And we allow a touchdown. Hand it off, and Tyler Algier brings it in for a Browns touchdown, and the Browns are now going to take a 9-point lead after this PAT attempt. And it's now 16-7 Browns over the Vikings. And the Browns kick is up. We're going to take it in at the 5. So let's see what we can do. Makes a shifty turn there, but goes nowhere. So we'll get to about the 28-yard line. And McCarthy and his Vikings offense is going to come out again. And let's see if we can make something out of nothing this time. Got to hand it off to Mason, who runs up the middle and has a first down and more. A gain of about 15 on that rush. That's 55 yards for Mason. It's now 1st and 10. Let's give Mason a ball more. Let's keep springing open these holes. I mean, he's a great power back, in my opinion. He's more power than agile, but it is what it is. A gain of 1 on the play. Now 2nd and 9. Going to fake the handoff to Mason this time. McCarthy's going to look. There's a holding call on the play. That pass was intended for Jefferson, broken up, and I'm guessing that's going to be another hold. Yep. Well, by T.J. Hawkinson, so it'll be 2nd and 19. McCarthy's going to look to pass. And it's going to be intercepted, pass intended for Naylor. And that's going to be returned for 6. And that's a pick 6 for J.J. McCarthy. And the Cleveland Browns take a commanding 22-7 lead right here. And they're going to go for 2. Let's add some insult to injury here. Stewart's going to run, but goes nowhere. Brought down by Grenard. Grenard said, this is not happening. So they're up by 15, so still a 2-score game. And it's now 22-7 after that pick 6. And we're going to get it to about the 28-yard line. And hopefully McCarthy can forget about that and move on. I'm starting to think this Vikings playbook just isn't very good in slow sim. May make some switches after a few games, but McCarthy's going to scramble and he's going to get a first down and more. And I was just talking crap, and look at that. Maybe I need to talk bad more often. McCarthy's going to take it personally. Then it's going to be a 1st and 10 after a heck of a QB scramble, up to just over midfield. Offset I formation, going to do a toss out to Mason, who has that first block but does not get what he needs. It's now 2nd and 8. McCarthy dropped back to pass. He's got a man. He's got to find that is Jefferson out there finally with a catch on the game. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 35. McCarthy's going to take the snap. He's got, who's that? I couldn't see who that was on the catch. I'm going to guess that was Felton coming from that side. It's now 2nd and 5 after that 5-yard passing play. And McCarthy's got to get sacked. And the Browns get their 2nd sack of the game now, and it's 3rd and 12. We've had 0 third down conversions this game, so let's see if this can be our first. 3rd and 12. McCarthy's looking. He's got to air it out deep. And it's got to fall incomplete. That was intended for Xavier Scott. And we're going to settle for a field goal. So this will be a 54-yard attempt by Reichert. Up the middle, and it is no good. It looked like it was good from the angle I was showing, but no, that is not. That is indeed no good. And it's 22-7 still Browns. 3:28 to go here in the third. Browns take over at the 44-yard line. And this is not looking good for the Vikings. And Shador's going to do a fake out there, and he gets enough for a first down, but he fumbles on the hit. And the Vikings recover. And Jonathan Grenard just blows up Shador Sanders. And Hargrave recovers the fumble for the Vikings. And it's going to be Vikings ball, 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And welcome to the league, Shador Sanders. What a great job there. We're going to air it out deep on the first play. And a diving catch there made by Justin Jefferson. And it's 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. And the Vikings are coming back here in this third quarter, it looks like. McCarthy's looking. He's going to scramble out. Is he going to get it? He's got a first down. And that's a Viking touchdown for J.J. McCarthy. And J.J. on his first rushing touchdown of the franchise and of his career. And they are celebrating. And what a run by McCarthy. He sits there and thought he was going to get just short, but no, he pushes his way through. And the Vikings will now fall within 8 after this PAT attempt. As long as it goes through, it's up, it's good. So 22-14, we are down by 8. And we are back in this game, folks. And that's what we needed. Momentum turn there. We got the fumble by Grenard forced that fumble. Hargrave recovered, and then J.J. McCarthy airs one out to Jefferson to put us in within 15 yards, and then McCarthy puts it on his own 2 legs to take it in. And look at that defense. That's Grenard again just making plays. Great stop on special teams, and it's now 1st and 10 for the Browns at the 22-yard line. And this defense is fired up, I'm sure, so let's see what we can do here. 2:40 to go here in this third quarter. Going to send a man in motion. They're going to fake the handoff, and it's not going to fool Andrew Van Ginkel, and that's the 5th Viking sack of the game. And a loss of 8 on the play. It's 2nd and 18, and this Vikings defense has all the momentum right now. Oh, and they're going to catch Van Ginkel that one, so it's a free play. They don't get enough for a first down, but it's just a free play anyways. Encroachment on Van Ginkel. So it'll be 2nd and 13 on their 9. It was a free play. And they're going to decline the outcome because it wasn't that big of a thing and get that extra play again. That's all right. And he better get rid of that ball. And he gets rid of it as he gets hit. And that was Jonathan Grenard there, it looks like. Or no, yep. No, that was Jonathan Allen was getting back there. And it's now 3rd and 13. Vikings defense only sends 4. Van Ginkel's right there. They're going to get it in. It's a wide open first down for the Browns. They found the hole in the coverage, and he was just wide open. And it's now a fresh set of downs for these Cleveland Browns. Now 1st 10 at the 46. Got to hand it off, and he has an open hole. And that's a 13-yard rush on the play by Tyler Algier. And it's 1st and 10 now at the 42. So already in field goal range almost. Going to hand it off, and he's going to get met up and a gain of about 6 on the play. That's going to move him down to 36, which will officially put them in field goal range. And he's going to get met in the backfield by a slew of Vikings defenders. And it's going to be 3rd and 4. And let's see if they get one more playoff for the end of the third. They do not. So at the end of 3, it's Cleveland 22, Minnesota 14. And it's going to be 3rd and 4 to start the fourth quarter here at the 37-yard line. Vikings need to stop here. We're down by 8. There's a flag on the play. And it's going to fall incomplete, so we may decline this, but I see them accepting it just to push him back because that will put them on the tail end of field goal range. But let's see what they do. They're going to decline it and they're going to punt. I guess they don't want to attempt another long field goal. Give it good field position if they miss, so they're just going to punt it. It's going to go out of bounds at the 9. So here comes J.J. McCarthy and his Vikings offense. We are 91 yards away from a 2-point conversion to tie this game. So offset I formation, 1st and 10 at the 9. We're going to hand it off to Mason, who gets 3 on the play. 2nd and 7. Gets a little bit of room there. So now at the 12, McCarthy takes a snap. And he's going to scramble. He has a wide open hole. And he's got a lot of room, and he's going to slide down at the 30. And it's going to be a rush of 17 on the scramble. And it's 1st and 10 now at the 30 for this Vikings offense. They've already gained 21 yards on this drive so far. And it's going to fall incomplete, intended for Jalen Naylor, broken up on the hit. 2nd and 10. McCarthy's going to have to scramble again, and he does, and he gets another 1st down, and he's going to slide down just shy of midfield. They're going to call it at the 46-yard line. Shovel past the Hawkinson, who breaks the 1st tackle, but not the 2nd one. Loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13. So J.J. under center on this one. Going to hand it off to Mason, who makes a stutter step but goes nowhere. Gets a gain of 1. 3rd and 12. And we still do not have a 3rd down conversion on this game. So 3rd and 12. Let's see if we can get our first one of the game when we need it the most. And we're just going to throw it to our check down. Who's going to break a tackle? And Justin Jefferson won't get enough. It'll be 4th and 3 now, the 47, and we're going to punt. We're going to punt from the 47-yard line. That's unfortunate. I wish they would have gone for it there. But I can understand. But this defense has been on and off, so we're going to have to hold them on this one. We're starting to run out of time here. We need 8 points to tie the game. So 1st and 10 to the 13, 8:41 to go here in this 4th quarter. Going to fake the handoff. He's going to throw it, and it's going to be a 1st down and more. It's 1st and 10 now at the 26. And we need a stop here. We can't allow them to even get a field goal on this drive. And Grenard's going to come, and that's another sack. That's the 6th sack on a game for this Vikings defense. And they've just been tearing apart this offensive line. And it's now 2nd and 19 from the 18. And he's going to get the ball away as Van Ginkel hits him. It's going to fall incomplete. It's 3rd and 19. And this Vikings defense is giving us a chance here, it looks like. As long as we can hold him on this one. Shedeur, plenty of time to throw. He lobs it deep. And it's going to be broken up by... I didn't see who'd broken it up there. I think that was Akuda on the play. It was Akuda or Rogers. But we force a punt. So 4th and 19. And the Browns will punt, and the Vikings will get another shot to put some points on the board. Going to take it at the 38. It's going to make a few moves. Doesn't get very far. Gain of about 9 on the play. And J.J. McCarthy's mobility is what's been keeping us in this game. 75 yards on 5 runs and a touchdown. It's now going to be 1st and 10 at the 47. Down by 8. Going to fake the handoff to Mason. And it's going to be knocked down. Pass intended for, that looked like it might have been Thielen there. I couldn't see. It was Thielen or Jefferson. I couldn't see what number that was. So now 2nd and 10. Going to send Jefferson in motion. Bottom of the screen to the top. Going to throw it to Xavier Scott for a gain of 4 on the play. 3rd and 6 now from the 49. And we still don't have a 3rd down conversion on this game yet. And McCarthy's got a scramble, and that's going to be our first 3rd down conversion and more. He's got a wide open lane. And that's going to put McCarthy at almost 100 rushing yards on this game. And they just keep giving him the space, and he just keeps taking it. They're doing a great job defending down the field, but that's one thing he was doing that Wentz was not doing for us. And that's getting those yardages when he runs. 2nd and 9 now. 26-yard line, 5:45 to go here in this game. We're down by 8. McCarthy takes a snap, got to fake the handoff to Mason. He throws it, and it's going to be knocked down. Almost intercepted. Dangerous pass across the middle. So now 3rd and 9. McCarthy's going to scramble again, and he gets another 1st down after running to his own player. 110 yards on 7 rushes. He's the leading rusher of the game, probably. going to send a man in motion. And McCarthy's going to throw it, and he's got a completion there. 8 yards on the gain. 2nd and 2 now at the 5. And the Vikings are knocking on the door. Going to fake the handoff to Mason. He's wide open. And it's a Viking touchdown. And Jalen Naylor pulls it in the back of the end zone. Great pass there on the play action by McCarthy. And the Vikings pull within 2. Let's look at that. He rolls out and just beautiful throw. Perfect grab by Naylor. Perfect pass placement. And the Vikings are 2 points away from tying this ball game in Tottenham Hotspur here in London. McCarthy's looking. Great job by the offensive line. They were giving him time, but they finally got to him, and it's got to be no good for the 2 points. And the Vikings are going to be down by 2, but we're going to go ahead and kick it off. 4:30 to go. We have 3 timeouts. We only need a field goal now to win the game. So we need our defense to do what our defense has been doing this game, and that's playing pretty good for the most part. But that man, we need to stop. He's been eating us alive. 8 receptions, 191 yards for Chark here. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. 4:26 to go in the game, and the Browns up by 2. Going to fake the handoff, and Van Ginkel's not falling for it. That's Van Ginkel's 3rd sack of the game, and it's going to be a loss of 7. And it's 2nd and 17 now at the 18-yard line. And they're going to take the snap. He's got nowhere to go, so he just tries to throw it to somebody. It's going to fall incomplete. Great defense there, and it's now 3rd and 17. And we're only going to send 4. And we've got a QB spy there. That's nice to see, and it's going to stop him from going anywhere. He's going to slide, just fall down. 4th and 10. The Browns are forced to punt. And the Vikings are now going to have the ball down by 2 with 3 timeouts. 1st and 10 at the 32. 3:16 to go. So they got plenty of time. They've got the 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. They could be slow and methodical. Going to send a man in motion. Going to fake the handoff. And McCarthy is sacked. That is not what we want right now. But it happened. And that's Myles Garrett getting in there for a sack. And it's now 2nd and 17. 7-yard loss on that sack. Got to push us back to the 25-yard line. And McCarthy's got to find a receiver. That's Ty Felton. Gain of 7 on the play. 3rd and 10. We've had 2 third down conversions all game. Let's see if we can get our 3rd when we need it the most. And we do. We get it to Mason for a 1st down, and it's 1st and 10 now at the 46. And at the 2-minute warning, 22-20, and the Vikings are on the move. We'll need another 1st down or so, and we'll be in Reichert's field goal range. So looking pretty good. And we're going to have a long pass, and it's going to be caught by Jalen Naylor, but there's going to be a holding penalty, I'm sure, called on this. I thought they were going to call a hold on that, but I was hoping no. But Christian Darrisaw is hit with a hold. It's now 1st and 20 at the 36. Minute 56 to go. We still have 3 timeouts. Going to do a screen play. He gets a good block, and he's going to run out of bounds. Great job by Xavier Scott to get out of bounds so we don't have to waste our timeouts. So gain of 6 on the play or so. 2nd and 14 now at the 42. And it's going to fall incomplete. Pass was intended to look like that might have been Jalen Naylor across the middle. So 3rd and 14. And it's going to fall incomplete. Again, that was intended for Jalen Naylor. And we're going to go for it. We have to. 4th and 14, and we need this 1st down. McCarthy, plenty of time. He's going to have to scramble. He throws it, and it's going to be incomplete. And Myles Garrett gets the pressure and forces the turnover, and now the Browns have the ball at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10. It's got to run, but Van Ginkel gets a tackle. We're going to call a timeout. Lost one on a play, 2nd and 11. If we can hold them here, we'll still have a chance, but we're going to be out of timeouts when we get the ball back. And we're going to send a blitz in by Harrison Smith, and Hitman hits his mark. That's the 8th sack of the game. And that's not just because of sliders and whatnot. That's because this defense has been vicious this game. If you see the blitzes and stuff, you'll see the sliders are working. It's just we've been sending some great blitzes and wide open. And Shedeur Sanders with the late game heroics pretty much puts this game on ice for the Vikings. And even with the great